Alright, today we're going to do a review on the Glucerna shake. This is for old people, people that are in bad health conditions. They recommend them take this garbage here. Trash. We got water. Milk protein concentrate. That means it's separated out from milk with probably chemicals. Canola oil. Okay. 9 grams total fat. That's coming directly from the canola oil. At least 8 grams. Probably 8 grams canola oil. Poison. Trash. Inflammation causing heart disease. Garbage.
A conveyor then feeds the flakes into a screw press. It has a large revolving screw-shaped shaft enclosed within a slotted cage. As the shaft turns, its threads squeeze the flakes with high pressure, forcing out the oil, which then drains out through the slots. 42% of canola seed is oil. This screw press extracts nearly 3/4 of that. The remainder is still trapped in the pressed flakes, now referred to as canola cake. The cake exits the other end of the press and moves on to a second extraction.
No such thing as canola fucking cake.
This one, a 70-minute wash with a solvent. This chemical extraction process removes all but a trace of oil. The factory then grinds the cake into protein-rich meal, which it sells as animal feed. The extracted oil, stored in large tanks, now enters the refining phase.
Not only do they fuck you
First,
up,
they wash the oil 20 minutes with sodium hydroxide. During this wash cycle, they spin the oil at high speed so that the centrifugal force separates the natural impurities, which the factory later sells to soap manufacturers. After this cleaning process, the canola oil is visibly clearer. However, it still contains natural waxes, which make it look cloudy.
Poisons.
So the next step is to cool the oil to 5 degrees Celsius. This thickens those waxes so they can be filtered out. The waxes don't go to waste either. The factory uses them to produce vegetable shortening.
Ooh, there you go. Yeah, you can fry your foods with this garbage too.
In the factory's lab, technicians recreate production on a small scale.
You can find this one on, you can find this video. Here it is, how it's made canola oil. You can. Then they follow it up with soy protein isolate.
Now it's not pea protein, it's not even whey protein. It is the soy protein isolate. That's the worst protein you can possibly consume. Why? Because, first of all, 95% of all soy is genetically modified, which means that it has residue of an herbicide, which is basically Roundup Ready, called glyphosate, which is a pretty deadly chemical. And so when they modify this genetically, it can even act like something like an estrogenic thing to even insects too. So it's going to raise your estrogen levels and decrease your testosterone. Now women are pretty much already estrogen dominant, and men don't need any more estrogen. So this will lower testosterone. It's in the diet shakes. It's in the diet bars. It's in infant formula. Crazy. It's in the artificial vegan patties, the fake meat. So you want to stay away from this protein. It's really hard in the liver, and plus it's not fermented. Fermented like in tofu, tempeh, and miso, this is not fermented. So that means it doesn't digest well, and it's going to be really hard on your liver. One day I was at Whole Foods, and I saw these little chicken little nugget things. I said, "Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm going to order some of those," right? And I noticed when I bought them, they were all the same size. And so I started eating them. I'm like, this tastes like a weird piece of chicken. It was chicken made out of soy protein isolates. And I get home, I probably had 2 or 3, and my whole right side of my liver was like in pain. So that was a perfect example or a demonstration of what I'm not going to do again, okay?
Corn oil, maltodextrin. None of this shit is fucking food. Corn fiber. The f you need corn fiber for, dude? It's trash. Low gluey acids. You don't need that shit unless you're eating corn oils. And corn, you need to try to digest these indigestible plant fibers in your stomach. Then we're looking at cellulose gel, completely indigestible garbage. Oh, artificial flavors, yeah, those are linked to all kinds of health conditions. And then here you got a bunch of frickin' pharmaceutical, what they call supplements, vitamins that are separated by all kinds of terrible processes. It's not real food. Soy lecithin, yeah, let's put some more soy in there. How about that? I mean, all this cellulose gum, yeah, you can't digest cellulose. Asulfamane potassium, linked to all kinds of health conditions. D-alpha tocopherol, most of the time, vitamin E, it's not a real fucking plant. It's nothing. It's not a real food. Vitamin E, most of the vitamin E supplements came from a substance from Kodak. Kodak, when they do their filming process, they were left over with a substance that was very similar to vitamin E, so they sell it as vitamin E. I'm not sure if that's what they're still using today, but I would assume it's the same thing. Sucralose, oh, this is wonderful. And then a bunch of fake pharmaceutical extracted vitamins that don't work for shit. So yeah, this stuff is trash. Don't ever buy this garbage. If your family, grandmother, grandparents are on it, man, we gotta try to educate them. We gotta try to do something, because this is trash.